O Lord of light, who made the stars, O down by whom we see the way, O Christ, Redeemer of us all, make haste to listen as we pray. In lowliness you came on earth.
Hello, and welcome to Moments with the Master after a many-month hiatus. Not by choice. I am back here to discuss the readings for the which Sunday?
12th Sunday
The
after
12th Sunday after Pentecost. The readings are Jeremiah chapter 38, verses 4 through 10, Psalm chapter 40, Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 through 4, and the gospel, what is the gospel, Josh?
Luke 12, something through 53. I'd have to open it back up.
Okay. Well,
49 through 53.
I don't know if you intended to leave this one for me, but I had not read these, had not prepared, and this is the psalm for today. First of all, the story of Jeremiah is he has been thrown into the pit, into a dungeon, because he's not giving the king the prophecy that he wants, and the Jeremiah verse, he gets pulled out, and they sit him in the court of the prison, and he tells them, you're going to be conquered, and he's still sitting in the court of the prison when they were conquered. But then this is the psalm.
Did you know?
I waited. Huh?
Did you know that somebody set this to music?
Set the psalm to music?
U2 did it.
This
it's on one of their albums.
Oh, I'll have to listen to it.
I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined and heard my cry.
That's U2?
Yep.
We should have a U2 Christ.
Sing a new song. Yep. U2 Christ.
Yeah. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he do what?
We'll do it for Synod.
Okay. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. He also brought me up out of the horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock and established my steps. He has put a new song in my mouth. Praise to our God. Many will see it and fear and will trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust and does not respect the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Many, O Lord my God, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order. If I were to declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sin you did not require. Well, shocker that one would appeal to me.
Yes.
Because today I am done after almost 5 years of prison, and then a solid 5 years of post-release. I'm finished. I actually went and got my first and probably only tattoo today. This is it's a little twisty here, but anyway, this part is Amagi. That is the first time freedom was written in any language. It's in a highly simplified form of cuneiform. It literally means, and this is one of the reasons I love that symbol, it literally means return to your mother, meaning
I like it.
Like you have been manumitted from debt. Because if you have just been born, then you have nothing on you. It's kind of like an ancient Sumerian way of saying born again. Which is partly how this feels. The other part is...
Please tell me you're not going to get naked.
I'm not. You can't really see it. I can't twist my wrist around enough, and which is fine. It is my opus number, my number that I had the whole time I was down. I feel like it's something I should remember, and I thought it works very well next to the other one. So all of the people that watch these videos will see it. It's not really for the world. It's for me. I put it somewhere where it would be covered up with my watch. But there is a feeling of being liberated, like having come out of an actual prison and then having come out of pretty close supervision, is very difficult to describe. It's something that, but that is one of the Psalms, like when I was talking in the other video about things being spiritualized. Normally that one is spiritualized, and rightly so, to be talking about freedom from sin, slavery to sin, freedom from sin. And there is that. There is the feeling of being under a crushing debt and under a crushing weight, especially when the weight is of something that you are still doing. Alcoholism, for example. To be freed from alcoholism is a huge weight off, and it makes you, when you realize, not that I've been an alcoholic, but I imagine that if you had had an addiction that had been weighing on you and then you are freed from it, that it would feel like a great weight has been taken off. Anyway, I wanted to read some sections from this poem by Oscar Wilde. It's the one I put into the newsletter the other day, Josh. It's in the poem, Oscar Wilde had been, as Jeremiah, had been sent to prison unjustly, but he saw the virtue of it in bringing about repentance for someone who needed to repent for other things. And also for being able to see people who had been imprisoned. And I think that we should do this both for those who are spiritually imprisoned to sin and addiction, and those who are actually in prisons, rather than dismissing them, hating them, looking down on them, or forgetting them, to actually see them and do, like Josh said in the other video, rooting for them as the saints and angels are, rooting for them to win that battle that they're struggling with. Anyway, this is.
I want to say something just before we get into that. So,
I can't. Yeah, break in anytime because I can't really see you. I'm on this other page.
No, I got a previous newsletter where I was describing this new St. Martin's in the Pen thing and what we're going to do. And I was saying to all these people, look, you may not feel like you are prepared or equipped, but that's who God calls to do his work. And I was like, I need you to know that, like, I can look up what you did, like what your crimes were. And I know what most of y'all did. And I don't care. I choose you anyway, because God chooses you. And one of them wrote me back and said, when you said that, you were talking directly to me, and just talked about, just briefly in this letter, about how what that meant to him to hear those words. And I just go ahead.
There is something to be said for not looking up, but to see somebody sin and then to choose them anyway is, I was saying that to my family last night, it is a more powerful thing than can truly be quantified. Anyway, I know not whether laws be right or whether laws be wrong. All we know who lie in jail is that the wall is strong, and every day is like a year whose days are long. Good God, that is true. But I know this, that every law that men have made for man, since first man took his brother's life and the sad world began, but straws the wheat and saves the chaff with a most evil fan. This too I know, and wise it were, if each could know the same, that every prison that men build is built with bricks of shame, and bound with bars, lest Christ should see how men their brothers maim. With bars they blur the gracious moon and blind the goodly sun, and they do well to hide their hell, for in it things are done that Son of God nor Son of Man ever should look upon. The vilest deeds, like poison weeds, bloom well in prison air. It is only what is good in man that wastes and withers there. Pale anguish keeps the heavy gate, and the warder is despair. For they starve the little frightened child till it weeps both night and day, and they scourge the weak and flog the fool and jibe the old and gray, and some grow mad and all grow bad, and none a word may say. Each narrow cell in which we dwell is a foul and dark latrine, and the fetid breath of living death chokes up each grated screen, and all but lust is turned to dust in humanity's machine. Skip down a bit. And never a human voice comes near to speak a gentle word, and the eye that watches through the door is pitiless and hard, and by all forgot we rot and rot, soul and body marred. This is, by the way, why what Josh is doing, his ministry is so important. Like, not just to, hey, I'm going to visit you and volunteer, but to say, you are my congregation, you are my people, I am dedicating myself to you. It's huge. And thus we rust life's iron chain, degraded and alone, and some men curse and some men weep, and some men make no moan, but God's eternal laws are kind and break the heart of stone. And every human heart that breaks in prison cell or yard is as the broken box that gave its treasure to the Lord and filled the unclean leper's house with the scent of costliest nard. Ah, happy those whose hearts can break and peace of pardon win. How else may man make straight his plan and cleanse his soul from sin? How else but through a broken heart may the Lord Christ enter in? When I read that line, the first thing that I saw was Jesus knocking on the door. Like that painting that's in like every Baptist
Revelation.
church from the 1950s. But what I saw instead was this person who's sitting either in a cell or just in like a complete ruin, but just has a door. And Jesus is still knocking at the door. And until you're ready to smash that door down too, that's how he gets in. Yeah, that's pretty. The rest of it's about the guy who gets killed in the poem. So that is it. There's not really a lesson there. Just sometimes the lesson is the Psalms were written by people who were struggling with things, and there is a reason why they have been so permanent a part of our lives through the life of the church throughout history. I guarantee you there have been many a prisoner who has read through the Psalms and has come across that one, and who has wept in his cell knowing that God sees the man in prison. God sees the woman in prison.
And and this, to your point, like walls of shame. That is something.
Mm-hmm.
I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined and heard my cry. So, like, who is the body of Christ? When people wait patiently for the Lord, who are they waiting for?
That's the thing. I mean, that's another. Yeah, yes, that is another thing, because it is something that we continue to spiritualize, is to say, waiting for Jesus to speak in someone's heart when it should be me.
Yeah.
Like that is something that God gives us the opportunity to do. I get to be the voice of the Lord if I
get to be the person that brings a rope and drops it into the pit and pulls Jeremiah out of the well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
Anyway, yep. That's it. That's all I had. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I give you my heart, my soul, and my strength. Make me a good man.
Amen.